Have you ever written a dual point of view novel and switched from chapter 1 to chapter 2 only to realize that both your narrators sound like the same person? They use the same phrases, the same jokes, the same exclamations. They describe a sunset the same exact way. And if somebody covered up the chapter header that tells you whose point of view it is, you would not be able to tell. In this video, I'm going to show you my actual framework that I use every time I write a dual point of view novel and how I make those two character voices distinct from each other. It's a really easy process, actually. It is not complicated. It does not have to be complicated. And once you start using these tools and techniques, it's going to click for you in a whole new way. And when it clicks for you, character voice just happens on autopilot. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Abby and I help writers make their stories matter and make their author dreams come true. And if that's something you're on a mission to do, you're going to want to subscribe to this channel. I post videos every Wednesday and I would love to have you here in the community. Also, real quick before we get into the meat of the video, my new book, Make Your Story Matter, is coming out next week. And if you haven't grabbed your copy already, you can do that with the link below this video. This has been my life's work for the past 3 years. It is an interactive guide to unlocking your brain's natural storytelling power and writing a book readers love. And it's not your average writing manual. So I think you're going to enjoy it. Check it out with the link below. Okay, the very first thing I want you to do before you do anything else is build your character voice cheat sheets. This is what I do every time I write a new book. Before I start writing these new characters, is I sit down and make myself 2 distinct character voice cheat sheets. It's nothing fancy, just a short bullet point list for my own reference. And this is what I write down. How old is this character? Where did they grow up? Who have they spent time with? What do they do for a living? What's their personality type, sense of humor, hobbies, and interests? This is the foundation of this character's voice. So before I start to write anything with the story, I know where they're coming from, what they're like, what sort of metaphors they would use, what sort of attitude they bring to the page. And as you're doing this, don't be afraid to give your character negative traits as well. For example, maybe a suspicious character is always thinking that other people are up to no good, or an oblivious character never knows what time it is and they miss appointments, or a selfish character is always blaming others and thinking about things from their own frame of reference. And if you need help finding negative traits, I would recommend checking out the Negative Trait Thesaurus by Becca Puglisi and Angela Ackerman. That is a great resource for picking negative traits that match well with your character's personality. So that is your step 1. Make a character voice cheat sheet. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's just super simple for your own reference so that you know what attitude, what energy, what personality, sense of humor are you bringing to the page with this character's voice. So that becomes your guide, but of course it's difficult to execute on it, right? It's difficult to actually make that character voice come to life. And this is where my second technique comes in, and this is something that literally changed my life. Find an inspiration character. I want you to go find someone that you can actually hear. Okay, it could be an actor, an actress, a YouTuber, a podcaster, a character in a TV show, or a person you know in real life. It doesn't matter who it is. What matters is that you can hear them talking in your head. Okay, so once you've got that person, once you have nailed down your inspiration character, the person that reminds you the most of this character you're writing, there are 2 ways to use this for inspiration. The first is what I call rinsing your brain through their voice. I know that sounds weird, but stay with me. Before I sit down to write, I pull up a clip of my inspiration character, whether that's a real person, a podcaster, YouTuber, whatever, and I listen to them for about 5 to 10 minutes before I start writing this character's voice. You're not stealing their actual words or their jokes or the things that they say. You're not actually taking any words out of their mouth. You're just letting their speaking style, their cadence, their sense of humor, their attitude rub off on you. Okay, it's like getting a song stuck in your head. I've noticed this with audiobooks when I'm like listening to an audiobook a lot and I start to hear the narrator's voice in my head. When I put that audiobook down and I go pick up another book later that day and I start reading it, I'm hearing the audiobook narrator of the other book reading this one in my head. What is that? It's like this little psychological thing that's going on. Very
science-y.
So use this to your advantage. If you can get a person's voice stuck in your head, I promise you, it's going to unlock this whole other level of ability to write character voice like you never have before. So rinse your brain through the inspiration character's voice. That is the first way you can use them. The second way you can use them is as actual inspiration for your character voice cheat sheet. So let's say I am modeling a new character's voice after Julie Andrews from The Sound of Music. So my cheat sheet might say something like, she is sunny and optimistic. She sees the bright side in every situation. She's brutally honest. She doesn't let herself get walked on. She has a quirky sense of humor. All of those things would work their way into the cheat sheet and then therefore work their way into her voice. As you can see, it's not a whole personality character profile or anything like that. It's just a bullet point list of how they sound, how they show up, what energy do they bring to the page. But here's the biggest mistake writers encounter when it comes to making multiple characters, multiple cheat sheets, different voices that we're switching between. Don't allow character voice to overlap. And you can check this by writing out your 2 character voice cheat sheets for your dual narrators and looking at them side by side and seeing if there already are some places where they are accidentally overlapping. Let's say character A has a dry, sarcastic sense of humor, and character B has like more of a silly, sunny, golden retriever type of energy and sense of humor. That's great. That creates contrast, that creates polarity. And you don't necessarily need them to be total opposites, but you do need enough contrast that they feel like 2 separate people with different personalities. So I like to check for overlapping phrases, exclamations, even expletives that they might use, so that they never sound like the same person, especially in dialogue. This sounds like such a small thing, but those small details are what make up a character's voice as a whole. And when you start ignoring those small details, that's when character voice starts overlapping and blurring mid-scene, and it sounds like we're not reading about 2 people anymore, we're reading about one person like arguing with themselves. Now, before we dig down to the layer beneath this to really bring our character voice to the next level, I want to quickly interrupt myself to tell you guys about a special live training that I'm hosting this weekend, all about writing dual points of view. So we're not just talking character voice in this training, we're diving deep into the mechanics of writing a story with 2 points of view. In this training, you will learn how to choose 2 characters whose collision makes the story inevitable, how to adapt to the 3-act story structure for 2 protagonists, and decide who shares which story beats, how to make your 2 narrators sound like completely different people, how to balance page time so neither storyline gets forgotten, and how to land 2 endings that hit like one. By the end of this training, you will know how to write a dual point of view novel that makes readers care about both sides of the story equally. This is a skill I believe every writer should have. Even if you've never written a dual point of view novel before, it's going to unlock a whole new world of possibilities for you. And it's been one of my most highly requested trainings, so I'm very excited to teach on this topic. It's happening this Sunday, August 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if you can't make it to the live stream, don't worry, you will still have access to watch the replay whenever you want. And here's the best part: when you sign up to watch this training, you get access to Story University, which is a complete learning platform of over 300 videos, workshops, templates, and full-length courses on storytelling, character development, editing, publishing, the whole 9 yards. Save your spot at the live training, click the link below this video. Okay, let's get back into talking about character voice. So let's talk about internal conflict and how it affects your character's voice. Character voice cheat sheets get you the surface level stuff, their personality, their sense of humor, their phrases and jokes. But when you're writing a character's perspective, you're writing their inner world. You're writing how they see the world. Character voice is not just about what the character sounds like, it's also about how they feel, how they navigate life, how they make decisions, how they see others. Ask yourself these questions as you sit down to craft this character's voice. How does this person see the world? Not just how do they talk, but how do they see the world? What do they believe about themselves and other people? What do their relationships actually look like from the inside? This is where their internal conflict, their false belief, their deepest fear, the story they tell themselves about who they are, all of that comes into play here and colors their worldview. Let me give you a real example of this. So in my novel, 100 Days of Sunlight, I have 2 characters that are switching point of view, Weston and Tessa. Weston has been through a lot, but his worldview is You get back up when life knocks you down. Tessa, on the other hand, starts the book feeling completely defeated by her circumstances, like the victim of everything that's happened to her. She's gloomy, poetic, struggling. She has a very negative outlook on her life when the book first opens. And of course, throughout the course of her story, she becomes more optimistic, she heals, she grows. That's her arc, that's part of her character journey. But at the start of the book, these two voices feel very distinct, very different from each other because their worldviews are total opposites. There's also built-in polarity here because one character is male, one character is female. And that usually helps to create contrast between two voices. But that begs the question, how do you distinguish between two character voices when you're writing two characters of the same gender? Which brings me to an example from my other book, The Other World. When I wrote this book, I knew I was going to have 3 points of view, 1 female character, 2 male characters who are brothers, and I asked myself, okay, how can I make these 2 brothers have distinctly different voices while making them both sound masculine? So the very first thing I did was make character voice cheat sheets. Adam is the older brother. He is serious, quiet, moody, broody, philosophical about everything. And he's just more mature and thoughtful in the way that he speaks and thinks. Jack is the younger one. He is hot-headed, spontaneous, life of the party, kind of golden retriever energy. Thinks like he talks, which is to say not very deeply or seriously. And looking at these 2 character voice cheat sheets side by side, you can really see the contrast and the difference here. But even then, I needed more. I needed more distinction in my own mind so that I never overlapped. So I actually sat down and wrote out a list of differences between Jack's voice and Adam's voice. And here's what I wrote. Jack mostly observes his own personal internal world, how he feels, how things affect him. Adam mostly observes the external world and notices how others feel. Jack thinks in harsh, slam poem, intense emotional reactions. Adam thinks in detached, philosophical, considerate observations. Jack says almost everything he thinks. Adam keeps almost everything to himself. So if you're switching between a male and a female character and you have the built-in polarity of masculine energy and feminine energy, that is helpful. But if you're writing 2 characters of the same gender, that's where I really want you to lean into beliefs, worldview, attitude, their differences in how they navigate life and relationships and how they think and speak. Even a subtle contrast creates that sense of polarity, and it creates that distinction between 2 voices that makes us, the reader, really believe we're in 2 separate people's minds. Now, last but not least, the number 1 mistake I see writers make when writing character voice and switching between 2 points of view is they start to make both characters sound like them, the author. This is such an easy trap to fall into. I've done it too many times, believe me, because it's hard not to. Like, you are the author. Everything is being filtered through your perspective. Your worldview is coloring your character's worldview. But building the skill of character voice is all about letting go of your own perspectives to lean into your character's perspectives, to step into their shoes, to live in their skin and see how they see the world. So, to recap everything real quick, build a character voice cheat sheet for each point of view character. Use an inspiration character to help you actually hear their voice. Check and cross-examine your cheat sheets side by side for overlap. And once you've got the surface level voice down, go deeper. Let their internal conflict and their worldview color how they actually experience the world. Find subtle differences and ways to contrast characters of the same gender. And last but not least, give yourself time. Be patient with yourself, because character voice is one of those things that just clicks for you after you put in enough reps. I always like to compare character voice to vibrato in singing. So for years, I tried to understand the concept of vibrato. I would watch tons of video lessons on YouTube and be like, how are they doing that? Nobody could explain it to me in a way that I understood it, until I just put in enough reps singing and singing and singing. And one day I just went from vibrato to vibrato. I don't know what changed. Just a switch flipped in my brain. And the same thing happened to me with character voice. I wrote a ton of fan fiction from 2 characters' perspectives that were very different from each other. Male, female, so I had the built-in polarity. And one day it just clicked for me. It was like a switch flipped in my brain. I'm like, oh, that's character voice. I get it now. So don't get discouraged if you feel like you haven't got it yet, because with reps, with time, and lots of it, you will get it. And if you want to go deeper on writing dual point of views and having two characters lead a story in a way that feels coherent, that their timelines are meshing, that you can use the 3-act story structure and actually make it work for 2 people instead of 1, you're not going to want to miss my upcoming live training that's happening this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to save your spot with the link below. Space is limited, so make sure you click that link. Comment below, join the discussion. Tell me one example of really good character voice where you have 2 characters leading a story, or more than 2, and their voices are very distinct from each other. I would love to hear your recommendations and your analysis in the comments below. And if you ever catch yourself writing character voice and you sound too much like you, the author, I highly recommend checking out this video where I go into how to let go of your own voice and take on your character's voice. A lot of great tips in that video. So I will see you over there, or I will see you in the next one. Until then, happy writing, and as always, rock on. Shh.